Well, Real Agri Studies has released its latest Canadian Farmer Sentiment Index. And host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the latest. Good to have you with us, Shaun. Let's start now with how the Canadian farmer sentiment related to financial health. Can you explain that relationship for us?
Yeah, great to be with you here this morning. So we've got the April results out for the Canadian Farmer Sentiment Index. It mirrors what the CME Ag or Purdue Ag Barometer, some of the questions that they ask, which is an interesting comparison between the two countries. But from a Canadian perspective, current farm financial performance in April is actually pretty flat. And so we've kind of seen a bit of a bottoming out here over the past 6 months. It's an 85 at a 200, below that 100 neutral line. When we look at future farm financial performance, farmers feeling a little bit more optimistic when it comes to their future financial health, going out 12 months. It actually jumped up to 87 from 67 in January. So that is encouraging. Since we started doing this in September of 2022, this is the first time that future farm financial performance is actually higher than current farm financial performance. And so I guess farmers feeling that going out 12 months is going to be a little bit better financially than it is in the current state of affairs.
Yeah, very interesting. So has the long-term outlook for the Canadian ag industry seen any improvement since January?
Yeah, this is encouraging, okay? So if you think back to January, I was very concerned about the fact that when we asked farmers, in the next 5 years, would there be widespread good times or bad times in the industry? Farmers were very negative, a 56 out of 200. Fortunately, in April, when we did the survey at the end of the last month, we popped up to 81. So this is almost the all-time high for the index going back to September of 22. But at the same time, I'm looking at this as a major, major positive. 5 years is a long time. Lots of things can change. Just look at the market. And what's happened here in the last 2 weeks, there has been a pop in crops like canola, which is very much a positive. That's going to change the outlook for farmers.
And you mentioned markets. How are farmers looking at that?
Well, this is the one piece of our sentiment index that has really, really bounced all over the place. Back in January, when we last surveyed, we were at 95, just below that 100 neutral line. We've actually jumped up to 117. Now, the all-time high is 138. That goes back to actually about a year ago at this time. So farmers feel a bit better about the markets, and that's going to be clearly aligned with what we've seen as of late, with a little bit of a pop off the bottom. The also thing related to the market that has increased is the confidence in the marketing crops. So the market can go up and go down, but how confident are you in marketing your crops? That was actually up to 85 from the January number of 75. So also still in the negative, but increasing, which I think is a positive.
All right. Well, thank you so much for breaking down those numbers for us. That was host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney. Appreciate your time and that Real Ag Radio update brought to you by Economics. You can go to nutrient-economics.com for the latest crop nutrition research and information. And you can catch Shaun on his show, Real Ag Radio, which airs at 4:30 p.m. Eastern weekdays on Rural Radio, Channel 147 on Sirius XM.